Jersey City Council voted 7-2, passing a binding referendum asking its citizens to vote in November to move city elections up to the fall starting November 2017. Both the Fulop administration and Jersey City Council believe that this will increase voter participation as well as substantially increase taxpayer savings. Before the vote, Scott Garrett asked the council not to be the mayor's puppets, claiming that moving municipal elections was Mayor Fulop's backup plan when he loses the primary for governor.
Get this as his backup plan. When he loses the primary for governor, my city is not anybody's backup plan. That's why I'm here. When he lost in 2004 to Menendez, he learned, I'm going to have backups, I'm going to have contingencies. That's why this is being put through. This is the only reason. So again, let's review the city's council, the council's voting record. It's joking news that every ordinance of any substance 7-2, 7-2, 7-2, 7-2, over and over again. Do you know what that? Do you know the very definition of what that means? That this is a puppet council. If you're insulted by that, be insulted by that. I'm not insulting you. The actions produce the insult. If you're truly interested in increasing voter turnout, you engage the constituents. This is a lazy move to dovetail on a popular election so that every dollar spent trying to get things to go your way has a higher return on investment. That's why. Online voting, all these things increase voter turnout. This is not a cause and effect relationship. This is dovetailing the national election to get what you want. Savings to the city. That's another reason pointed out by this council. Savings to the city. Technically, yes. You cut something, it costs something, you're not spending that money. But it needs to stop being implied that somehow tomorrow everybody's going to save money. This is how it gets pushed in. We're saving the city money as if it's not already earmarked and put towards something else. Where was the talk of savings? When we're talking about, recently in the news, these $600,000 in raises that some are questionable. We're talking about abatements given like candy. We're talking about McGreedy's $100,000 salary and the $66,000 mystery pension that no one wants to credit. The redundant PR people that are basically the gubernatorial spokespeople, not giving a crap about this city. We're talking about a $90,000 schedule. I just saved you over $1 million. Right there. $1 million. If you cite the savings as a reason to vote yes, then every ordinance going forward better rely on savings. That needs to be the driving force. If that's why you vote yes on this, then everything going forward needs to be focused on savings. Every abatement that comes through and every dollar spent better be justified. Otherwise, you're lying. If you intend on changing the elections, I recommend you vote no for now. You defer. If you truly don't believe that there's a conflict or that there should be a conflict of interest, that this election move is not Steve's backup plan, we know it is, I've just torn apart every other reason why, then push it off to when he's gone.
Bill Matsakudis, the attorney who challenged the language of the non-binding referendum in the November 2015 elections, also challenged the language of the binding referendum.
It seems that the question that is being put forward in the ordinance that will then presumably be on the ballot is also coming from the Faulkner Act. And again, I think that deals with changing from a nonpartisan to a partisan format. So my other question here is, will this be the limit of what's going to appear on the ballot? Will there be an interpretive statement? Because if there is an interpretive statement, and I think there actually should be, there should be an interpretive statement that says, this is not all we're changing. We're changing also the runoff from June to December.
Corporation Counsel Jeremy Fow responded that the Faulkner Act allows for a nonpartisan election in May and in November, and it prescribes if you're going to have runoff elections, how that runoff is calculated if the elections are in May or if the elections are in November. When it came to votes, Councilman Baggiano first motioned to include an interpretive statement agreeing with Matsakudis. Although it was seconded by Councilman Yun, the motion was denied 7-2. For final passage, Councilman Yun called the $400,000 in possible savings meaningless if combining nonpartisan and partisan elections will just cause confusion for voters. Jersey City Council President Rolando Lavaro quoted President Obama during his last State of the Union address while voting yes to the ordinance.
But I think President Obama said it best last night in his State of the Union address. He said, "We've got to make it easier to vote, not harder. This is America. We want to make it easier for people to participate." And that's what this binding referendum is all about, increasing citizen participation. There's no better way to boost turnout in our elections, our mayoral and council elections, than moving it from May to November, despite what other people have said. If you look at the numbers, November elections, much higher turnout, and it's going to be during a gubernatorial election in which there's going to be higher turnout.
From Jersey City, I'm Jeanette Josu, Hudson County View, the eye of the community.